Good day children, Sai Ram and welcome back to our next lesson in history, that is fulfillment of struggle for independence. Now children, the 12th lesson in history we have started in our online session. So here I am going to start with the next lesson, that is the fulfillment of struggle for independence. Okay, now in this lesson we are going to see that now that India had got independence. Okay, but the struggle for independence was not yet over in India. Now let's see why the struggle was not yet over. After getting independence, why the struggle of getting independence was not yet over? Because some of the princely states in India, they had been given the right, okay, they had been given the right to either merge with India or to remain independent. Okay, so these princely states had not yet become independent. Not only this, even the Portuguese, the French, the Dutch, okay, they were also there in India only till now. Okay, and they had their control over some parts of India till now. So we can say still India had not gained its full independence. Okay, now as the princely states had not become independent, so the Congress dream which was there of undivided India was remained incomplete. It remained incomplete. The Congress wanted that India should be free, that also undivided, but it was not fulfilled at all. Okay, so because of this princely state and because of this foreign powers which still were there in India, okay, after the Britishers left India, then also some of the foreign powers were still there. That is the Portuguese, the French, the Dutch, which were still there in India. Okay, so only we say that India had become independent, but the struggle for independence was not yet over. So children, today in this lesson, we are going to see how our country solved this problem very firmly. How the full country was made independent. Okay, that we are going to see in this lesson. Okay children? Yes. So here we are going to see the first part, that is integration of princely states in India. Okay, now we are going to integrate all the princely states into India. Okay, nearly there were 600 small and big princely states in India which were still not independent. And as you all know, due to the influence of the non-cooperation movement which had taken place, okay, a political awakening had taken place in the among the people in the princely states. Okay, a political awakening. They also needed freedom now. They were also trying to fight with their kings and all to be free. They also wanted, as India was free, as the country has become free, so they also want their freedom. Okay, so just because of this influence of the non-cooperation movement, the political awakening had arisen in the people in the princely states, because of which many organizations were set up, like the Prajamandal. Okay, Prajamandal was an organization which was formed. Okay, what is a Prajamandal actually? Praja, the word Praja here means people. Okay, Prajamandal, people's organization. Okay, it was formed to work for the interest of the people, those who were staying in the princely states. Okay, just for their rights and just for their political rights. Okay, for the interest of the people, those who are in the princely states, this Praja Mandal was made. Okay, so this Praja Mandal were trying to secure the political rights of the people in the princely states. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the then Home Minister of India. All India States People Conference was formed in 1927 by the Praja Mandals. All the Praja Mandals came together, okay, and they formed the All India States People Conference, okay, in which year? In the year 1927. Now, because of this conference which was formed by the Praja Mandals, a movement had taken place. Okay, and just because of this movement, what happened? The princely state, they got an impetus. So, after the independence of India, the then Home Minister Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, he very diplomatically, okay, found out a way in which he can merge all the princely states in India. So, for that, what he did? he took all the rulers of the princely state into confidence. He brought them together. He made them understand what is the need for the princely states to be merged with India. Okay, that is what he told the rulers of the princely state. Okay, and by taking into confidence all these rulers of the princely state, an instrument of accession was prepared. Okay, and this instrument of accession which was there, it was acceptable to all. So many of the princely states merged with India because of this, because of Home Minister Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who had found out a way for merging these princely states. Okay, many of the princely states merged with India, but there were some princely states, okay, like the Junagadh, Hyderabad and Kashmir. Okay, the state of Junagadh, Hyderabad and Kashmir, these were the states who were not at all ready. They did not accept the what I said over here, the instrument of accession. Okay, they did not accept it and they did not want their princely state to merge with India. Okay, in fact I can say they needed to go and join with Pakistan. Okay, the ruler of Junagadh, the ruler of Hyderabad, the ruler of Kashmir, these were the states. Okay, the rulers over there, they wanted to go and join with Pakistan. So what did Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel do? Sardar Patel, what he did, he took a firm stand against this. Okay, we are going to see how he has taken the firm stand. So Sardar Patel, what he did, he took a firm stand against this and solved this issue of merger of these princely states. Okay, now children, we are going to see how these princely states also merged with India. Okay, now children, do you all know where Junagadh is? Junagadh is in Gujarat, Saurashtra. Okay, then Hyderabad. Hyderabad, previously it was made up of parts of Karnataka was there, Telangana was there, Maharashtra was there. Okay, it was merged together to form Hyderabad state. Okay, you can see in this map over here, the map will show you, see here, this is Gujarat. Okay, where Junagadh we are having, and here you can see in this part. See, parts of Maharashtra is also there, parts of Karnataka is also there, and parts of Telangana is also there. Okay, so this is how Junagadh, Hyderabad and Kashmir states were there in 1947. Okay, now let's learn one by one about these states, how these states merged with India. Now firstly we'll talk about is the merging of Junagadh. Okay, Junagadh was a princely state in Saurashtra. Just now I told you about this. The people there, they wanted to merge with India, as I had told you. Okay, just because of the influence of the non-cooperation movement, people had brought about an awakening among themselves. They also wanted to be free now. So here also in Junagadh also the people wanted to be free and they wanted to merge with India. But the Nawab over there of Junagadh, what he was thinking? He was thinking of going and joining with Pakistan. He wanted his state to go and join with Pakistan. But the people, those who were staying in Junagadh, they strongly opposed this. They did not want to go and join in Pakistan. They wanted to merge with India. For that reason, they opposed it. Okay, they started opposing the Nawab, because of which at last the Nawab had to leave India and he himself had to go to Pakistan. And in this way, at last in February 1948, Junagadh was merged with India. We can say Junagadh became independent. Okay children, I hope you all have understood how the merger of Junagadh had taken place. Now let's go on to the next. That is the Hyderabad Mukti Sangram. Okay. Hyderabad Mukti. Mukti here means independence again. Here you can see the ruler of Junagadh. Okay, who had ran away to Pakistan, leaving his kingdom. Hyderabad Mukti Sangram. Here we are going to see the independence of Hyderabad state. Okay, Hyderabad was a very large princely state. Okay, it was very large, not like Junagadh, a small place. Okay, this state, Hyderabad state was very large. It was the largest princely state which included Telugu, Kannada and Marathi speaking regions together. Okay, these three regions were together included in Hyderabad. Okay, there was an autocratic rule of the Nizam. The only ruler, that was Nizam over there. Okay, and Nizam did not wanted his kingdom to merge with India. He also wanted to go and join with Pakistan. Okay, to secure the civil and political rights of the people, organizations such as Andhra Parishad in Telangana region, okay, just to secure the civil rights of the people in this princely state of Hyderabad. Various organizations had come up now, okay, from each section, from Telangana, Andhra Parishad, okay, Andhra Parishad organization had come up. From Maharashtra Parishad in the Marathwada region had come up. Okay, then Karnataka Parishad had emerged in the Karnataka region, were formed. Okay, so these were the various, we can say, organization which had come just to secure the civil and political rights of the people in this Hyderabad state. Okay, in the year 1938, Swami Ramanand Tirtha formed the Hyderabad State Congress. Okay, he had formed the Hyderabad State Congress, but this Hyderabad State Congress was banned by the Nizam, because the Nizam was knowing that this Congress, which is this Hyderabad State Congress, which is there, is going to be against him only. So what he did, he was a ruler, so he banned that in Hyderabad. Okay, the struggle for getting recognition, Hyderabad State Congress was led by militant fighter Swami Ramanand Tirtha. Okay, so now these people over here, people in this Hyderabad state, they started a struggle for getting recognition for Hyderabad state. Okay, a militant fighter. Okay, he was a militant fighter, Swami Ramanand Tirtha. He led the people, okay, to get a proper recognition for the Hyderabad state. Okay, and for getting this, he was assisted by Narayan Reddy and Siraj ul Hasan Tirmiji, P.V. Narasimha Rao and Govind Bhai Shroff. So these were the people who were the supporters of Swami Ramanand Tirtha. Okay children, I hope you all have understood till here. Here you can see the picture of the Nizam of Hyderabad. Okay, and Swami Ramanand Tirtha. Okay, so this we can say this was, one was the ruler and one was opposing the ruler. Okay, so these two people were there for the struggle of, we can say, ruler. One was a ruler and one was the person who was opposing the rule of the Nizam. Okay children, so in till now what have we learned in this part? We have learned about the integration of the princely states in India. Then we have learned about the merging of Junagadh, and then we have learned about the Hyderabad Mukti Sangram. Okay children, in this session we have learned till here only. In the next session we will learn how Hyderabad was freed from the Nizam. Okay children, till then, thank you.